What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to another video. Now, it's been quite a busy time for me since I uploaded my last video. So now, today, we are going to have another character review for Kamen Rider Revice. And this time, I would like to talk about Go Tamaki, also known as Julio, one of the villains of Kamen Rider Revice. Now, at this point, I think it's safe to say that he is somewhat of a reformed being, because, well, he is no longer part of the Dead Man's. So, in order to talk about Go's personality, his history, and really, I think he is an interesting character on his own. So, with that said, in order to talk about him in more detail, I think I need to say that there are going to be some spoilers, especially regarding Julio, aka Go, or Go, aka Julio's backstory and why he became part of the Dead Man's. So, we're actually going to go back a bit in time, to when Go was in high school. Now, as Julio, we see him as, hot blooded, kind of loud, but in high school, during his high school days, so when he was still Go Tamaki, or he is still Go Tamaki, but, before he became one of the Dead Mans. So, Go was actually a shy nerd who is quite constantly bullied. However, he does have this one friend, Yosuke, who every time he is, no, every time Go is down, depressed, so Yosuke teaches him to smile. So this is actually where, if you notice, so when Aguilera is kind of down herself, and when her plans don't go her way, she tends to mope around. So this is where Julio tells her to smile. So apparently, this is something that he kind of learns from Yosuke. However, one day, Yosuke is shown to betray Go by ripping out a special trading card in front of him. So this causes, probably, or this was the last straw for Go, and he decides to leave town and move somewhere else. However, on the day that he moved out to another town, to another city, so he sees Yosuke getting beat up by the same bullies. So we actually see Yosuke during that moment where he, quote unquote, betrays Go. So Yosuke really did not want to do it, but he was pressured. He was forced by those bullies. And even as Go already leaves town, he does see what's happening. He sees Yosuke still getting beat up by their bullies, and he understands that Yosuke did not really betray him, because they don't. He doesn't want to be friends anymore, but he understands that Yosuke was forced to do it. So we skip to the present day. We don't know, however, or we don't see, however, how uh, Go encounters Aguilera and the rest of Deadman's, and maybe as he moved out of town, he probably meets some of those cultists, or he probably met Aguilera herself, and then this is, maybe in some way or another, he eventually gains possession of the Wolf Proto Vice stamp and becomes the man we knew as Julio, and serving as Aguilera's enforcer. So, of course, we see Go as Julio cause trouble for Iki and the rest of the Kamen Riders. So we skip to around episode 18 where Yosuke comes back. So uh, he sees Go on TV and then asks help from Phoenix through Iki and most especially Sakura, because Sakura is actually the one who's kind of exposed to Julio a lot. So we do see them together in a lot of scenes. So uh, Sakura is the one who has the most connection to Julio at that point. So of course, Sakura is the one who tries her best to reconcile Go and Yosuke. Of course, there's I am we can see that there's still some resentment within Go, and understandably so. But again, it is revealed during that one scene, during that one flashback, that Go knows that Yosuke was forced to betray him. Now here comes Ortega. So at this point, that we already see that Ortega has started his own faction of gift cultists already. So while Go wasn't looking, Ortega comes in and stamps Yosuke with the gift stamp, effectively killing him by turning him into a giftarian. So knowing this, Go, who was still Julio at this point, so transforms into the Wolf Dead Man Riot, and you know, which is actually quite impressive if you ask me, because we do see the potential of any gift text to evolve into a much higher level. Although it's still basically a gift text, but I think it does have a lot more power than it's supposed to be. So anyway, Go transforms into his wolf dead man's riot form and goes berserk. Now, of course, with that new power, he was easily able to overpower Ortega, and then destroy the Giftarian himself. Of course, if we, if I were Go, that would be quite hard. But seeing that, Yosuke is dead already the moment he turned into a Giftarian, I think it's the least thing we could do. Put him out of his misery. So, of course, Ortega did not expect this to happen and retreats. So, now the berserking Go even go so far as to injure Sakura, because, of course, as the Wolf Deadman riot, again, you lose your sense of self control and you just run around beating everyone up. And, of course, Iki and Vice come to save the day. So, while Iki's Volcano Rex genome, as I mentioned before, is unable to, uh, you know, separate a person from a giftarian form, because again, giftarians are different from the gift techs, right? So this became the perfect opportunity to test the actual power of the volcano genome, in order to separate gift text from its host. And this is where we see how effective it is. Even though the Wolf Deadman Riot seems to be a more powerful form of the Wolf Deadman's, which is already in a gift text level, right? So phase 3. So yeah, it still proves that the Iki was still able to do what he is intending to do, which is separate the dead man's from its host. So there we go. At this point, so the gift text is destroyed. Go is free and resumes his life as a normal human being once again. And of course, you know, uh, Aguilera still comes in, cheers him on, and kind of returns the favors, or kind of reciprocates his loyalty by telling him to smile. Now, of course, what happens during that scene is Go breaks down crying, grieving over his, best friend. But I think at the same time, he cries because he's moved. He sees and he feels that Aguilera actually has concern, right? And amongst all of the other dead mans, so uh, you know, if we skip back to around like episode 13 or 14, I can't remember clearly at this point, but Julio, aka Go, was the only dead man who was shocked when he found out that Aguilera was going to be the final sacrifice to revive GIF. So we can see here that Go, aka Julio, I'm just switching names at this point, but we're talking about the same person. So Go, aka Julio, is the most loyal to Aguilera, and his loyalty to Aguilera goes so far as to even ask help from the Kamen Riders, most especially Sakura, asking them to help out Aguilera. So, like I said, he is the most loyal to her. Now, he believes that, well, we really don't hear, but, we can assume. But Go believes that Aguilera is not really evil, but definitely she was kind of misled. So Aguilera, if just to give a brief background of her, so she grew up within the cult of GIF, right? So she was raised believing that one day she would be the bride of GIF, when in reality she was actually going to be a mere sacrifice. Now, despite this, she still believes that she still accepts that being a sacrifice uh, meant that she would still be with GIF in some way or another. But Go realizes that this is wrong, and again, even after his defeat from Iki, so again, at this point, he is already a human, he's already Go once again. So he asks help from Sakura once more. So, yeah, he is still trying to save Aguilera from uh, turning completely evil. Again, the point is Aguilera is not entirely evil, but she was, again, she's just like that because how she was raised. So he Go believes that there is still hope for some sort of salvation on Aguilera's part, and he knows that Sakura is the best person to ask for this. So I'm actually interested in seeing how this storyline with Aguilera goes. Especially involving Sakura, because I do think that maybe because they're both female characters with major relevance to the story. So, we see a lot of girl power in future episodes, again, especially involving both of them. So, yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this would turn out. So anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do leave a like, comment. So what do you think of Go, aka Julio? Do you think he's a good character or not? And what do you think will happen to him in future episodes? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.